day and welcome. I'm Timotab and today I'm going to solve Entropic Fog by Sir Moose. Normal Sudoku rules apply, so we're going to place the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, every column, and every box. Entropy rows. Every 3 consecutive digits along each row must contain a low digit, a middle digit, and a high digit. So if this were a 4, 5, or 6, this could be a 1, 2, or 3, and then this would have to be from 7, 8, or 9. Digits along an arrow sum to the number in the arrow's circle. So if I had an arrow like that, then those 2 digits would add up to the circle. Cells separated by a white dot contain consecutive digits. So if that were a 2, this could be a 4 or a 3 or a 1. Cells separated by a black dot contain digits that are in 1 to 2 ratio. So if there were a black dot here between these two, if that were a 2, this could be a 1 or a 4. Wrong thing. There we go. Right, I am going to... and finally, most of the grid is covered in fog. Placing correct digits will clear surrounding fog. So if I correctly deduce this digit, then all of these cells will clear. All right, I'm going to restart the puzzle to reset the timer, and let's begin. Okay, well, the only thing we have to go on is this row. So I am going to color these digits. So this is from one of the entropies. I don't know which one yet. This is from a different entropy because they have to be from different entropies. These 3 have to be different, all different entropies, and so they are. They're 3 different colors. Now, these 3 also have to be 3 different entropies. Because we've already got purple and teal, this one must be green. Now, these 3 must be different entropies, so this must be purple. Use the correct purple. And now we can see that actually we're going to get a repeating pattern. Every 3rd digit will be the same entropy. But that only accounts for rows. Okay. Digits on a white dot that have different entropies must be 3 and 4, so that they're between the middle and the low digits, and 6 and 7, so they're between the middle and high. But 2 of those digits have to be from the same entropy, which are going to be the purple, because we know that they're the same entropy. So that must be a 4, 6 pair, and that makes this, let's go into number mode, that must be a 5. Now, this is 3 and 7. All right, these are from 1, 2, 8, and 9. That clearly can't be 1 because I've got a little bit of an arrow there that I'm adding up. But if that's 2, then that makes teal the low entropy, making green the high entropy, and 8 and 9 can't sum to 2. So that is not a 2. That makes teal the high entropy. So that's a 7. That's 8 or 9. That's 3. That's low. That's low. That could be 1. 1, 1. Okay. All right, if this is 7, this is 6. That was probably easier than I was thinking. So now this has to be a 2 with a 1 there and a 1 there. And let's mark those in green and those in green and that one in green. So that's a 2, that's 3, that's a 2, that's a 3, and that is still 1 or 2, except it's not a 2, that's a 1. So this is now 7 or 8, and that is the high entropy. So that one, and that one are high, and these are middly. Okay, 2 goes on this black dot by sudoku. So that is a 2-4 pair, because it can't go with a 1. That is low and middly. That can't be a 4 because the 4 is there, so that must be 6. That can't be 6 or 4, so that's 5. That makes that 4. Okay, this is not 3, 6 because there's a 3 in the box. It doesn't have a 4 on it, therefore it's 1, 2. 1, 2 is low, and that makes those low and those low. There we go. That is 2, 3. That is 1, 3. This now does not have a 2 or a 3 on it, so that must be 4, 8. This does not have a 2 or a 3 on it, so that is also 4, 8. This must be 5 and 9, but I can't put 9 here because that's on the stem of the arrow, so that has to be a 9. That's a 5. That is high entropy, so that one, and that one will all be high. That makes these 3, and in fact, because that's middly, that one and that one will all be middly. These are all high. So that's 8 and 4. That's 4 and 8. That is 7. That one's a 6. That's 5. That's 6. That is an 8 or a 9, but it's not an 8 by the row, so that's a 9. That's 8. That's 9. 9 is 1 plus 8. We do not have entropy stuff going on in columns other than by count. Okay, this has to be a 4 in order to sum with a 5 to 9. So that is purple, and that makes that one and that one also purple. That 4 makes that 2 and that 4, which makes that green and that purple. That makes these 2 purple. That makes these 2 green and these 3 teal. Okay, that can't be purple because I've already got 3 purples in the column. It can't be green because of the box, so that is teal along with those 2. These are purple. Okay, let's see what else we can do with that. That is a 7. Did I miss that purple? I did. That's a 5. That's 6. That's 5. That's 6. That's 4. This must now be 6. This is 5. Okay, I need 2 more purples in this column, but that can't be purple. So those are purple, those are purple, and those are purple. I now need a green in this column, which must go there, there, and there. That makes these high digits. This is a low digit and a high digit. That I can't have 2 highs on an arrow, so that has to be the high digit, which makes those high. If that's a low digit, then this must be the 3rd high digit in the row, in the box. So those go like that. These all go low. All right, so we can put a 1 there, a 3 there. That's a 2. That's a 1. That's a 3. Intermiddly, which is 4. That's 5. That's a 2. That is not a 2 or a 1, so that is a 3. That now becomes a 3 to make the 6. So that's 1, 2, 1, 2, and 3. That is a 1, that is a 3, that is a 1, and that is a 2. And that's all of our low digits done. This is 8 by the column. That makes that 7 by maths. That's 9. Get a 9 there, 7 there. Let's see, 7 and 9, so that's 8. And that is 9. And then we get an 8 and a 7 down there. Up here we have a 9 and a 7. That is the 8. That's the 9. That's the 7. That's a 7, that's a 9, and an 8. And last 2 rows, we need 4s, 5s, and 6s. That sees 4 and 5, so that's 6 and 5, and then that's 4 and 6. And that is a very nice puzzle. The Entropy Rows gives some nice nice colouring to go along. I really liked the break-in and determining the 4-6 pair and therefore the 5. It's a really nice puzzle. Thank you very much to Sir Moose for creating it. If you enjoyed this solve, then please hit the like button. You can subscribe to see some more, and I would love to hear your comments. I'm looking forward to next time. Be seeing you.